Good morning. Welcome to Haven on Earth and happy Thanksgiving. This is going to be our first Thanksgiving in Oklahoma, and yesterday we spent the day getting ready. I just made our turkey brine, and the turkey's in the brine solution. That'll sit overnight, and then we're going to deep fry it tomorrow in peanut oil. I have my pots and pans picked out. We went to the storage and got out our peanut oil and our fryer, and we went to the store, so we are all set. It's a perfect fall day, a little bit cloudy, a little bit sunny, and it's our first Thanksgiving with trees and leaves. And because it rained last night, everything is soaking wet, and it's supposed to rain all day today, so we decided to postpone our Thanksgiving until tomorrow. And if you want to see how that turns out, follow us on Facebook or on Instagram, and I will post pics, and then I will also post throwback pics from last year when most of our entire meal was either grown on our property, raised on our property, and made from scratch. So go check us out, Haven on Earth, on Instagram or Facebook.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you have a great day.
Because it did rain all night and enough rain to actually pool, I was able to walk around this morning and just take a look at where the water's flowing, where it's standing still, anything that we might need to do about it. So enjoy my morning walk with me. I've never seen our wet weather creek so full. It's literally flowing. Before we moved, when we were looking for property, I really wanted something that had water on it, like either a pond or a creek. One property I looked at had access to a river. So I'm really glad that we at least have a little creek when it rains. Maybe I can dig it out a little bit. I want to put a bridge somewhere across it. And then we also learned, like right here in the middle, there used to be a spring-fed pond that they filled in. So we're hoping to dig that out as well. And we'll have access to fresh water. I'm also just checking to see the drainage patterns. I'm up in the garden. For the most part, it does seem to drain pretty well. There's a couple spots with standing water, but most of it looks just fine, which is good, because you can get root rot, which I had the first year in Abilene. This is next to the garden. Doesn't it sound lovely? So I didn't realize this before, but the garden seems to drain down into this little creek, but also to the left. And this is just down from the garden. We planted some raspberry bushes that my brother brought me from Minnesota, and they like it to be wet, so I'm glad that we planted them here because there is some standing water. So they should get plenty of water. And the goat pen does seem to be dry. There's no standing water. But then right down from it, you can see that there is. So I think we did good on that, because goats hate having their feet wet. Their pen is nice and dry. And then as I'm walking around, can you see the color difference here? To the left is where we had the goats when we first got here, and then they ate it down and it's grown back. And see how much greener it is? Isn't that lovely? Here's from another shot. And here's where I decided to put a bench in, but I'm going to have to figure out how to build it so I can have water under it. I'll have to figure that out. And this is our very front yard. So this is the most western part of our 2 acres. And as they said, this does hold water. There's standing water. And here's more too, and this is leading up to the water meter. So this is the most standing water that I've seen so far from everywhere. And it's not really an issue, it's just I'm learning or being aware of how weather impacts different parts of the property. This is just pretty darn cool. And then I'm just noticing this too. This is where our driveway is / will be. So this is going to be a good place for gravel. And then we have our dumpsters up here for work. And so this standing water is not going to be good for backing those in and getting them out. So we're definitely going to need like a gravel pad / gravel driveway put in here. And we currently have an add-on in the yard, which is part of a big surprise coming. A very, very exciting big surprise. And I'm thinking maybe a long gravel drive instead of a rectangle wide pad. At first I was thinking a rectangle, but he can put them pretty far back, so we could maybe just put a gravel strip down the side here. I don't know what he's going to say, but I think that will work. And this is interesting because this is our drainage ditch on the right or south side of our property, and there's nothing in it. But I just spotted this tree with these beautiful red berries right in time for Christmas. Thanksgiving is usually when we start decorating for Christmas. So I don't know what or how we're going to decorate this year. But these are pretty cool. And look how lovely and green this area is. It's so much greener. And back here I did notice this evergreen, and I'm hopefully going to make a wreath out of it. I want to plant a permanent Christmas tree, but just for now, I'm hoping to use some of these branches to make a wreath, along with those red berries. After living in West Texas with the wind and the dirt, and then in Albuquerque with the sand and dirt I get pretty excited about trees and green grass and water. Especially having grown up in Minnesota and Wisconsin, where Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes.